stupidest thing I've ever done, but it works. Surprisingly, I've never delved into the world of cosplay despite my significant experience sewing clothing and making it out of items I'm not supposed to. So I invite you on this chaotic creative venture to make a cosplay of a heavily armored character from a video game that doesn't even exist yet. Melinoe. Have I ever touched EVA foam? No. Am I gonna figure it out? You bet your ass. I'm gonna look so hot in this amazing outfit. Look at that character design. I mean, if I say things out loud enough times, they'll eventually be true, right? I've spent the last few days researching, but I don't want to make a bullshit talking head video, so the Hades 2 trailer and FAQ page dropped a few days ago, and the game will be available in early access sometime next year. Hades, the game preceding this unprecedented sequel from Supergiant, a small indie game development studio that is known for not making sequels, was the first video game I bought on Steam, and I absolutely fucking loved it. As the name suggests, both movies... Sorry. How do I not glue the lid to the top? That's terrifying. As the name suggests, both games have a deep root in Greek mythology. My only prior knowledge of which is Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief, and the subsequent book series and book series by Rick Riordan, and the 1.5 movies that we don't fucking acknowledge. Following a lesser-known child of Hades, god of the underworld, the player battles towards a family relation against many foes through the underworld with the help of boons from Olympian gods. We interrupt your regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you... I messed up. I should have done the decorating before I did the gluing, because now I have to iron in a circle, which is difficult to do given the size of the ironing board that I have. I don't like this. Honey, you could have goddamn go in. You're literally ironing. It's just kind of a mess. So we're just gonna hold it like an idiot. This is stupid. Don't do what I'm doing, kids. You should not have an iron that close to my fingertips. Please, please, put a prayer for me in the comments. Fucking shit, I fucked this up. Okay, that foam is definitely melting. Woohoo! There's no fumes or nothing, so I think I'm okay. I'm gonna keep going. You should know that this is the stupidest thing I've ever done, but it fucking works, so proof of concept, baby. In the first edition, Zagreus, Prince of the Underworld, battles to escape from that domain and reach the surface. In Hades 2, Melinoë, Princess of the Underworld, battles to defeat Kronos, the Titan of Time, to get vengeance for her family and possibly save her father, Hades, who appears to be imprisoned, all under the guidance of Hecate. Hecate? Hecate? Hold on a minute.
Hecate.
If the game decides to pronounce it different when it comes out, I'll go with whatever they say. Because again, this game isn't even out on early access yet. So that's basically everything we know. We're gonna make some goddamn cosplay anyways, because the first game's reviews were overwhelmingly positive, even from the harshest of critics for several months running, and they won Game of the Year several times, and honestly, just believe me, this game was really fun, and the second game is really pretty, and look at the main character, she's so beautifully designed, and unlike several of the characters from the first Hades game, she has a majority of her chest covered, which makes her significantly more cosplayable for me in particular and my comfort levels. Paint on fabric that is not fabric paint is kind of the worst idea I've ever had. I learned a lot of lessons along the way of how not to be an idiot about this as I go through the rest of the process. I bought a heat gun for this. Okay, so here's a full body shot of what I have so far, just with some safety pins in. I'll be pleating this neckline here to create the lines in the front. It's currently bunched up to the side, but that will be sewn into place. It's a little longer than it needs to be, but that's going to be cut into a curve along with the thigh slit, so it's all gonna be slightly more risque than it currently is. So I finished it, and it looks great from the front. As you can tell, it is exactly what it was supposed to be. However, because of the way I designed the pattern to just be kind of a weird trapezoid, the only seam is in the back, which means the only part available for ruching is right along my butt, and that's not very flattering. Luckily, I bought way too much fabric, so I'm just gonna do it over again because that feels like it would be faster. I completely redid the dress. I look fucking hot in this thing. It fits me well. Everything comes on and off very easily. There's ruching on the side. I did the slit, I did the whoosh, and everything's covered. And you know what I'm not good at? The foam in this thigh cuff that just fell off my leg. And that is most of the rest of the project. So send me good vibes. Cosplayer's first try, beginner's luck, all of that. I'm gonna need it. But yeah, the sewer thing, I've got that down. Got bad news. It's raining. If I need to use wet cement, I need to use it outside because of the fumes. The sun went down, so I stopped filming but continued working and made this neck piece out of a donut-shaped piece of fabric and a rectangle around the size of my neck, and then adorned it with this Hades symbol with some silver fabric and that iron-on adhesive that is designed for fabric-to-fabric connections. I want to finish all of the sewing parts of the project first because I'm procrastinating working with foam because I'm not very good at it. But also, all of the projects I've done so far have needed 2 iterations to get correct, and I only have enough fabric to do the glove once, and I've never successfully made a glove. So let's go with something a little less difficult, making a purse for the first time. I made the purse, and it's not out of the pieces you saw in that clip, but that was the first edition that failed miserably. This is the one that failed significantly less and works pretty well. I played with D-rings for the first time, that turned out alright. However, my application of the straps was far messier the first time than it was the second time, because practice makes perfect, and I didn't practice on the failed one, which I should have. There are multiple pockets in here. It's not just a basic purse. Not all the edges are finished because the closing clasp that you can see in the trailer is just vaguely maybe a skull, maybe it's a miniature design of Hecate, maybe it's a different head of one of the other characters, but it's definitely like a head shape that is silver and is a clasp, so I don't have enough details to make this properly shut. I've done so far have needed 2 iterations to get correct, and I only have enough fabric to do the glove once, and I've never successfully made a glove, so let's go with something a little less difficult. And now we have a glove. The fingers are long on purpose so that I can attach like acrylic nails to them to be the claws that she has. No bones yet, that'll come later. For now, we gotta get to work on the thigh tie, the last bit of fabric in this piece. Check it out, we got all the pieces on, all of the sewable pieces done and on, all put together. You got this amazing dress, we got this cute little pouch that will eventually go in the back, got the cowl with the Hades symbol, we got this green glove for her necromantic hand, we got this pretty little tie thing and this pretty little thigh thing, all ready to go. Now we just need foam, and a laurel, and some socks. And some weapons.